The message to the Egyptian nation would be clear. As the god Amun presented him with the Kapesh, symbolic sword of victory, Ramesses became the ultimate warrior king, both fighter and god. As Belzoni explored deep into the temple, he discovered the inner sanctuary and the statues of the three great gods, Ra, Amun, and Ptah, sitting alongside Ramesses himself. Twice a year, the rising sun shines up the hall to the inner sanctuary, illuminating 3 of the 4 statues. Only Ptah, god of the underworld, remains in the shadows. There's nothing like it in any other temple in Egypt.
These things are worth nothing. This whole place is a waste of time. That was supposed to be gold. It's empty.
Empty? Maybe. But this place is worth more than gold. We must make sure all this is recorded. Make detailed drawing, pictures, plans.
Belzoni's life changed here, in this temple. Despite sweltering temperatures, and with the knowledge that there was no gold or precious stones, Belzoni began to record every detail.
The heat was so great in the temple that the perspiration from our hands soon rendered the paper quite wet.
By the time Ramesses attended the opening of the temple, aged 50, it seemed his place in history as the divine warrior king was secure. But this was not the end of his story. And for Belzoni, it was just the beginning. He now set himself a new mission: to learn, discover, and bring to the world all he could about this extraordinary ancient civilization. He'd always been proud of his connection with the British Museum. Now he wanted to go further and become one of the first scholars of ancient Egypt. But he faced one huge problem. It was Thebes which represented for him the best chance of unearthing more wonders of Egypt's past. And unfortunately for Belzoni, its monuments were controlled by his great enemy, Troveti. Nevertheless, Belzoni hurried back to Luxor and the ancient ruins of Thebes. At last, reunited with his wife Sarah and servant James Curtin.
Signor Belzoni, Signora, you're back.
For a short time.
That's good. This is a very dangerous place to stay.
So I see.
I suggest you leave for Cairo. I wouldn't like any accidents to happen.
Thank you for your advice.
I think he just threatened to shoot you.
Possibly. Did you know that William Hamilton says that at the beginning of the Christian era there were 18 open tombs in one valley?
He didn't say where they were, did he?
No. But Napoleon's savants listed 11 tombs that they knew about in the Kurna area.
Well, we can't go to Kurna. Dravetti has all the licenses.
I know. But he hasn't found any new tombs, which means either he can't find them or the place is dry. So let's think. If you were an ancient Egyptian pharaoh and there was no more room at Kurna, where would you go if you wanted your tomb to be safe for all eternity?
Me? Well, I'd be happy in Lyme Regis, Dorset, my local churchyard.
Nobody is going to rob your tomb, William. But if I were a king, I'd go beyond Kurna, into the Western Valley, deeper into the hills.
Well, that place is a wilderness. Nobody goes there.
So, a good place to be buried.
The sacred valley named Biban el-Maluk begins at Kurna, runs toward the southwest, and gradually turns due south. The ground can be visited either by a single natural entrance that is formed like a gateway, or by the craggy paths across the mountains.
Belzoni's research had brought him to the wilderness now known as the Valley of the Kings, the burial ground of Egyptian pharaohs for over 400 years. Belzoni believed that the discovery of new tombs would offer him a window on this lost civilization.